Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Maestro here, let's talk football. Okay, so today in this video we're going to be talking about my match reaction to Tottenham vs Chelsea. The reason why, look, there's so many matches happened this week, and the reason why I think this match is the one I want to talk about this week is because I really feel like there's a situation going on at Chelsea that we really need to talk about. And I think just generally talking about this match at first and then moving on to the situation at Chelsea is I think a good video. So yeah, this is why I'm talking about this match. So this is actually a video not so much about a reaction to the match itself, but my kind of thoughts on where Tottenham and Chelsea are going. But in terms of the match, let's talk about it. So 2-0, clean 2-0. There was no point in this game where Chelsea looked threatening. There was no point in this game where I felt like Tottenham could really lose it here. Ultimately, some of a odd goal from Oliver Skip, and also kind of an odd goal for Harry Kane. It wasn't your clean win, but it's a clean scoreline in terms of defensively they were sound. Tottenham, Chelsea at no point I feel like friend them. They kind of continue their woes, and a simple win, as you could imagine, in such a London derby, a place, by the way, Tottenham genuinely do not do well against Chelsea in recent history. They have been awful, and this is actually their first win against Chelsea at their new stadium. And I guess, with the way Chelsea are right now, it's, everyone's getting their first win. So yeah, clean 2-0 win. Kind of a boring match, to be honest. Not the best advertisement for the Premiership. Not the best match in the world, but yeah. So let's talk about both teams in generally and where I think they're going. And I want to start with Tottenham because there's a lot more to talk about with Chelsea. So we'll start with Tottenham. I made my my half-season predictions a few months ago, and I placed Tottenham in the top four. And at the time, I believe they were 6th or 5th. Newcastle was 4th, but I just thought Newcastle weren't going to keep up. And I think Tottenham have kind of been unfairly criticised, and they will put up some level of form that can get them into the top 4, and we're seeing that now. We've seen that for, there's a City win, and then there was that just crazy loss against Leicester. But apart from that, they've been good. They've been racking up the wins, and I think right now they're in 4th, and I think they will continue to keep that position for the rest of the season. And I do imagine they will be in the Champions League next season. Conte is still out. Conte is still dealing with his medical issues, and there is the new guy, which I don't even know his name. My apologies. But this is still Conte's team, though. People are saying that they want that. Conte isn't. He isn't doing this. This isn't him. These aren't his tactics and etc. But look, this is the team that he formed. This is the team that are given the instructions that he gives them. And I'm sure that the assistant is kind of speaking to Conte, of course, during training, during the games, etc. Kind of on the phone, etc. As to give his thoughts on the game, what how they should play. So whilst Conte is not there, he still deserves the credit to say that this is still Conte's achievement. This still is Conte's team. So yeah, Spurs, good game. Defensively good. And I think I think they'll cruise to a top 4 finish. I really do. Now let's talk about the kerfuffle that is Chelsea. And I want to talk about Graham Potter. First of all, Chelsea in the game, terrible. That I just quickly awful, all around awful. I thought defensively they weren't terrible, but they weren't great. Kind of open at times. The midfield open as well, and the forwards offered nothing. No creativity, nothing. Just flat play on their own. There was one time, I think, in the entire game, where I think João Felix, Mount, and Havertz threaded in a few passes together and they were in, but that's the only moment where there was some sort of excitement that came from them, and that just as a whole, what a terrible performance. And it continues. It doesn't pick up. You think they're gonna pick it up with this brand new career mode-esque team that they bought in January. You think that it must pick up now, and they must perform, and they must just get that that goblin off their back just to finally get that win, and it hasn't come yet. listen, winning against Tottenham away is, of course, hard, but you still want to see some fight. You still want to see something that can show that there's potential for the future. We did not see that. And I think there is a time where you should blame the players, yes, but I think my main focus for me, the main reason why I feel like Chelsea are where they are is because of Graham Potter. Real quick, when Graham Potter first signed for Chelsea, I wasn't confused. I understood the signing. I understood that he's done really, really well at Brighton, and some people could think, hey, you know what? He's now ready for that next step to a much bigger club that wants to fight for titles. And yeah, but I always thought it was kind of a risky signing because there are many managers that come from where Potter has come from, playing for a mid-club team, and they're doing well, but then they kind of get out of their comfort zone into a much, much different world where there's much more pressure on you, much more pressure to win and to just, challenge at least for all the major titles. And it's something different. You deal with different players with different personalities and bigger egos, etc. And Graham Potter has handled all of these things terribly. Firstly, the lineup. I don't understand why Sterling started. I don't know what he thought about that. Ziyech wanted to leave in January. He was on his way out. He was under the impression that he's gone, and he wanted to go. Yet he's starting every game. Look, of course, talent is the reason why certain players play, but also it must be their devotion. Is he devoted? Because I don't think he is. Havertz, as bad as he has been for 2 seasons now, he is dreadful. He is at a place where he must go. They must move him on. But I will say, Felix played bad, yes, and I think Enzo also did not play particularly well. But I still look at these players, specifically the new signings, and think to myself, something can happen here. You can conjure up a team here that can win consistently and challenge for certain trophies. I do still believe that potential is still in this team. I just don't think Potter, this man right here, is the guy to do that. And I don't think he ever will. But look, I've been waffling, but look, Potter is just, he has to go. I don't see this getting better or getting better to a point where it's enough, because let's be real, with Todd Boehly and his aspirations for the team and the signings they've made, they wanted this clearly to be a step forward to getting top 4, and then from then, next season, challenging for the title or the Champions League, just being in and around as a team that could possibly win a major title. That's the dream for them, and they are not there now. They are miles off it, and with Potter at the helm, I don't see it happening. Once again, my issues with him, personnel, his belief in Havertz. Look, this guy should be benched. You bring on Fofana, the striker Fofana, not the defender Fofana, or Aubameyang, or anyone else. Havertz is. Look, maybe this is a bit too far, but I'll say it's not. He is borderline bad to average. He is a bad to average football player, and he does not belong at a club that has such dreams like Chelsea. Where Chelsea want to go, he cannot play a part to that. He must move on in the summer. And you know what? Move him on now. You can't sell him. Okay, bench him. Play Aubameyang. Play Fofana. Play anyone else. I literally mean this. Anyone else but Havertz. He is a liability. He is the biggest liability in the top 6 teams in the Premiership. He is dreadful, and he must be moved on. Sterling. Look, Sterling is a good player, I feel like, and you can use him in a way where he becomes a great use. It just hasn't been the case, and Potter can't be that guy. Sterling, I've never been a big fan of Sterling. Like I thought Guardiola did a great job with Sterling and used him in a way in which he was very effective, but Potter can't seem to do that. He can't. Look, Sterling is at his best when he's a poacher, when he's running in at the far back post and kind of wants to finish it, with the delivery coming in. But he's not doing that here. The team's not set up for that, and His dribbling, his passing, his decision-making, Sterling is just, it's not good enough. And I don't understand the decision with starting him over Mudryk. Mudryk is a player, yes, okay, look. It seems Potter seems to be blaming Mudryk's struggles on Mudryk and Mudryk alone. Look, he has struggled in the past, but because he is getting no support from any of his midfielders nor his fullbacks, specifically his fullback. When you see Mudryk, he is alone. And in a league where, from now on, wingers are always defended in pairs. Okay, the midfielder comes over and the left back comes over. Or sometimes the left back comes over and the left centre back comes over and it's a 2v1. That then, you even the odds with the fullback. If the fullback makes an overlap, it brings the body focused onto the fullback. Then from then on, it's a one-on-one. And Mudryk can make things happen. When he came on, I felt like he was trying to create something, and little things, if they went differently, it could have ended up in a chance, like a big chance for the team. He seemed far more efficient, far better than Sterling the entire game, and the same goes to Ziyech. Madueke, I like him. I think he is a spark. I would say I'm actually I'm more of a fan of Mudryk, of Madueke than Mudryk, and I think you can make him work. But with Ziyech, Sterling, and Havertz, you already know it doesn't work. You know this. You have these last 2 seasons as a reference. They don't work. So why continue to try them again? I know that Mudryk is young and Madueke is young, but they must be better than this. The fact they are young, they are a blank canvas. You can teach them. You can teach them better than you can teach the old players on how to play. Therefore, it will help the team. So look, I don't want this video to last very long. The point I'm trying to make is that I think Graham Potter has got a number of things wrong. I think he's utilizing his players terribly. And the players he's playing are just... First and foremost, he's playing the wrong players. His starting 11, why is Loftus-Cheek here? Why? Why is he starting over Zakaria? Isn't Kovacic fit? Is he not fit? He isn't. Okay, but still, I would still play Zakaria. Hell, I'd play Gallagher over Loftus-Cheek. I'm not a fan of Gallagher, but Zakaria should play. Number 2, why is Koulibaly starting over Badiashile? He's been tremendous, Badiashile. What's happening there? Left back, full back. Look, left back. I think look. Chilwell isn't great, but I like him. Reece James is one of the best right backs in the country, so you can't go wrong there. So Loftus-Cheek, why is he playing Ziyech? You must question his commitment to the team. He wanted to leave just in January, and he's starting him almost every game. And you have replacements on the bench for him, youngsters that are are spark, they're fast, they're spry, and wanting to prove something. Felix is fine. He's a great player, good signing. Havertz, he has been borderline, and forgive me for my language here, shit for 2 years. I don't like calling players shit because, look, these are human beings and I don't want to be rude, but I can't think of another word that does it justice to describe Havertz. I feel like he is shit. He does not belong here. You have once again, you have replacements. You have Aubameyang. You have Fofana. You have players that can fulfill his position and must be able to do better. You can't tell me that Aubameyang won't do better than Havertz. You just stop. Okay? And also, Havertz with Felix, they're two centre forwards playing with each other. Players that like to come in deep and play around the number 10, the number 9 role. Like, what is he on? And then Sterling. Mudryk is... Look, there's a reason why Arteta badly wanted Mudryk. Because he is a fine player. Arteta has been a guy at Arsenal who, with his signings, has never missed. All of his signings have been on point, and he wanted Mudryk. You know this is a special talent. Sterling is good, not great. He will not light a spark in the team. He will not be able to be effective to the point where he can turn things around. He's far too predictable. He's honestly kind of slow. He's lost a bit of his edge. And finishing wise, he's not good enough, and he does not create anywhere near enough. And Mudryk can do all those things, and he's young. He can continue to develop as well. It will be starting Mudryk is better for now and also for the future. So the issue with Potter is the starting lineups are just not right. They're all wrong. He starts the wrong plays continuously, and when he does start the right plays, he utilizes them in a way that it leaves them stranded. And ultimately, I don't know what he's telling these players. But Potter is just, he needs to go. Just to sum up what I'm trying to say, Potter is the problem, I feel like. The players too, but there are replacements for Havertz on the bench, and Ziyech, and Sterling, and Loftus-Cheek. You don't need to start those four. Okay? You can bring in Modric, you can bring in Madueke, Fofana, or Aubameyang. You can also bring in Zakaria, and you know, when Kante and Kovacic get fit, they can also come in. Potter is consistently being stubborn with his choices, and it's just consistently not working out, and he needs to go, because this is the team he has now. It's far better than what he is producing with them. These are not shit plays. These are fine. Havertz, shit, yes, but Enzo is a fantastic player. Felix as well. The defense alongside Badiashile is terrific. Modric is a fine player. Mount, even Mount, look, Mount has his critics, but you can make him work. With the right coaching, he can be a special player. The player he was when he first joined. So, look, that's my thoughts on the game, and my thoughts on essentially where I feel like Tottenham and Chelsea are going, because they need to get rid of Potter. They probably won't, because it will cost them a lot of money, but with that being the case that they won't get rid of him, Chelsea are in for a long season. So that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you like, please leave a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. It really helps me out. Please take care of yourself and have a great day. Cheers.